chocolate. I finished my hot chocolate.
Whoa! It's the Illusion, reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth with Owl. We're out here on the Carrizo Plain. Walking. It's a fantastic evening. The air is balmy and warm. The sun is setting. We're in the desert.
That sunset.
I know, look at that. Here, wait, can we get that in there?
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah, there it is. Right, we need it maxed out like 10 minutes ago, but as you can see, it's just phenomenally beautiful out here right now. And it's nice to get out to where nobody is. There's nobody out here. There's just us. And we haven't seen a car since we got on the dirt roads, have we, Bird? And probably too long since we came camping. It's been 4 or 5 months. Weird vibe though, this summer was definitely a stay-at-home kind of summer. Like Owl didn't have school this summer, so we kind of had to just make do, and it was super hot all summer, and I don't know, a lot of people moving about, so we figured we'll wait till everyone's back in school and we're homeschooling, and that's when we'll start doing our camping. And we're gonna leave like yesterday. We couldn't, some stuff came up, and then we left. We kind of got off a little bit of a late start this morning. You want to go this way? Okay. And we got right to the edge of the Los Padres National Forest, and it was like the giant sign was just, this is like behind Ojai. Giant sign is like National Forest closed. I think it said entire National Forest closed. It was like, whoa, man, like that's a buzzkill. But it was weird because I've never.
Wait. Can you show them our camping spot?
Yeah, look. See our camping spot right there. We're nestled under that tree, all stashed out. One of our favorite. That's Owl's spot. Owl's nest, right? Yeah. And so we passed the sign, and like, I don't know, the weirdest feeling came over me. I mean, I think a couple years ago, I would have just been like, all right, I get it. It's super hot. It's been super dry. Fire season, whatever. But, I've been chomping at the bit to get out of Dodge, so to speak, and just get into the place where I actually feel the safest, which is away from the grid. And so when I saw that sign, I didn't really believe it at first. Look at that. I didn't really believe it at first. Wow, look at that. That is nice. And so I was somewhat like horrified when I started driving up the 33, and look at this guy walking backwards to watch it. You like it, huh, Bird? I was horrified to drive up to 33 and it's like just big old giant closed, no hiking, no biking, no horses, no nothing. Everything's closed. And I was like, just keep going, right?
All right, this way.
Okay, well, we don't walk very far. You want to walk let's walk this way a ways, and then we'll kind of walk cross country back to the camp. How about that?
All right, so we're gonna walk. I'll tell you where to stop.
All right, you tell me where to stop. And so I just had this like sinking feeling, right? Owl's like been dying to go camping. We're fired up. So we go to the overlook at the Badlands, the Cayuma Badlands overlook there. And we kind of regroup, and it was weird because like right after you passed all the forest is closed, like there was no one around, which is, it's usually pretty quiet out here this time of year, but there's still a certain amount of like people getting after it. So it was like had this just post-apocalyptic vibe, but it also had this just creepy vibe. I'm like, is this the move they're just pulling? Like, they're locking up all the public lands? Because you have to understand is, for me, public lands, National Forest Service, BLM, wilderness areas, national monuments, these are my freedom zones. They're where I go interface with nature, where I go get away from it all, where I get off the grid, where I put it in 4-wheel drive and
I have fun on the dirt roads.
Yeah, have fun on the dirt roads. And all of a sudden, like, that was closed. And I just had that I wasn't like spooked. It was just that overly like creepy vibe of like, wow, man, like, wow. And so we kept going. Then we went and sat at the Cayuma Badlands. And I was like, Owl, what do you want to do? And I gave a bunch of options. He's like,
Stop.
Let's go around a little bit. Let's go up around and get on that high spot and cut back over. Right? Come on. Here, we'll cut through right over here. And so I was like, we could probably get to the Carrizo Plain because, you know, like, it's a different jurisdiction, right? We're, I don't know if it's National Forest Service's Department of the Interior, and I think the National Monuments might be, because this is a lot of BLM land. This might be Department of Agriculture. I don't know. Anyway, so I was like, we'll just keep moving at least the Carrizo Plains in the desert. And we kept moving, and then I finally found a sign with the full printed notification of what was going on, right? So my first vibe was like, when are they going to open up the National Forest again? Like, that's all I felt. I felt that same thing I felt last year, dude. Like, when are they going to like let everybody off the hook here? And I was like, wow, when are they going to let us back into our public lands? And what does this mean? Like, what is this? Is this agenda? I just went conspiracy theory. Let's just say that. So I finally got to a closed road, and they had the sign posted there. And, you know, they post all this information so you can figure it out.
Daddy, call.
Oh.
Stay right here.
Okay, come here. So I read all the info going on, and I basically was in. So I read what was going on, and they shut down every single national forest in California, right? Like every national forest in the state of California is closed right now. Because Owl's like, why can't we just go to Sierras, or why can't we just, you know, whatever? And so I read the sign. I was like, okay, and I was like, oh wow, it's closed. Like, there was at least an opening date. It was bookended. And I felt like a sort of relief, because again, is one of the things that we still have going for us in this crazy world is the bureaucracy. As much as the bureaucracy is the brutal enemy of stuff, the bureaucracy also is, is kind of a weird, unyielding thing, right? Like, you can't just, because it's an honor system, it's rule of law, it's maritime law, it's all these things, so they can't just be like, we're closing all the forest forever and you're out of here. It would take huge acts of Congress and all this stuff. So I read this posting on the thing, and it was, you know, but when you read it, it got all into the legalese of like, we've consulted with all the representatives and jurisdictions affected. Yes, we're going to go up, we're going to go down here and get on that rise, go take the rise all the way around. And so when you're reading this notice that the forest is closed for 2 weeks due to fire, and that they had to consult all of their local elected officials and blah, blah, blah. You realize that, like, okay, the thing that, like, made me feel sick when I first saw the entire national forest was closed and made me kind of like one of those moments where, like, I kind of, like, got spooked for a quick moment. And then I read this thing and I was like, okay, there's still, the bureaucracy is kind of, like, pushes back against the evildoers because there's a system in place, right? So, but then you start reading this document more, and let's be clear. I'm out in the middle of, on a dirt road somewhere, reading this thing stapled, like 3 pages stapled to this fence post with the do not enter, like, Forest Service area closed or whatever sign.
Daddy, come on, go back.
Oh yeah, we are. And so
Stay straight.
when I read it, it was basically like, look, we've shut down all of these national forests because not only the fire danger, but, like, our resources are spread super thin. We got all of our resources are up fighting fires somewhere else. And basically, like, we don't want to risk anyone getting caught in a fire and basically dying, because what people don't really understand is you can get pretty remote in the national forest. Like, you can get, like, out there, especially if you got 4-wheel drive. And, you know, like, me and Owl will get way out there. No one knows where we are. Like, my wife vaguely knows where we are, but, like, generally speaking, no one really knows where we are except for that dude who passed us. Like, no one knows. And so imagine just being in deeper in some forest thing. And then it,
Daddy, we're gonna go straight.
okay. And then it lights up and you can't get out and
Let's go this way.
they don't have the resources. So, like, when I read this document, I actually felt a little bit better about the whole thing because, okay, I'm following you, trail breaker. There you go. You got it. Dude's growing up, isn't he? Look at this guy. He's getting big. And yeah, it was like one of those processes of life where, like, you're like, okay, and, like, just this dual world. So anyway, we came out here and I was kind of sweating it. I was like, wow, was this going to be closed too? But it's the kind of a deserty environment. I mean, what's gonna burn? A bunch of grass. I mean, yeah, range fires and the whole thing. But we got out here. I set up tent and we hung out, and it was like, I had to tell you, it feels so good to, like, really get where I've been going on this video. Is I had to push through it all, dude. The matrix, the grid, the enclosure, the penning in, the emotions, the whole thing, and just keep driving. There was, like, when we were sitting at the Cayuma Badlands Overlook, I was like, Owl, like, should we just go home? And I don't know, we're gonna drive like another hour and a half. It could be closed there too. And he was like, no, we're going camping, Dad, right?
Uh-huh.
We're going camping, Dad.
So excited.
And
I'm so excited.
you were so excited. You love camping, don't you? You like being out here. And
Come on, baby, you don't have much
okay,
time.
all right. And so,
Go down here. Go
yeah.
down this way.
So again, it's one of those things where you realize you just gotta kind of persevere, man. Sometimes just keep pushing through. So we got out here and we're all set up for the. We're out here for a little bit. We're gonna do what we weren't planning on. We wanted to get to. You just run down that thing. Run. You got it. Just boogie. Go quick. Don't go slow. You got it. Ah, there you go. There you go, bud. So anyway, this is just the illusion. Signing off from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. Just stoked to have made it through the matrix today. Got through the grid. All right.